The weird thing is the music happening? What do you mean? The music is happening? How do you mean? Oh god, the Bandai Namco is so bright compared to everything else. Thank you, Hairbrain Scheme, for your weird game that, like, doesn't have a whole ton of substance to it, but is still weirdly fun to me. Well, the problem... Oh, fuck yeah, I forgot about this. It has an autosave feature. So I didn't die so I can get back in the game. I forgot about that, fuck yeah. Was happening even though everything else was frozen? Yeah, that happens. It was just the fact that the game was like most of the game was like completely unresponsive, even if the thing. So I did have to kill the stream, unfortunately, but we're back here. Okay. God, we're back like right here too. I'm gonna drink an unknown potion. Super good to just drink unknown liquids. It's fine. This bastard skeleton. I love him to pieces. He's the best skeleton. Hold on. I'm gonna read this. Well, I'm gonna try to. Oh, I don't have anything. I was talking earlier, but like I love the I was talking earlier, but I do love the grind sword. The grind, like because I love the pink and like red design of it. I did die there though. I did extremely die. Hold on. Yeah, that works. Audio. Let's turn it down like by 1. Oh no, I'm gonna... Dang it. I didn't mean to choose the very basic... The basic tan color scheme. That's not a color scheme I enjoy. Oh well. I would love for an Animal Crossing character or something to speak like, to have like the reverb and importance of like this guy. Like you meet God in Animal Crossing and this is what he sounds like. That would be hilarious to me, generally speaking. Okay, so I need to gather potions, defeat diggers, and wipe out hordemen. The hordemen one should be pretty easy. And probably the potions too. Also, the fun thing about this is that, like, there are so many of these. There are so many, like, different books. This is, like, the first one you get. Eating is overrated, but, like, I swear it's one of the best ones, because it means that, like, your stamina meter doesn't, like, gradually deplete. It's, like, such a good, basic, like, all-around, like, really good one. There are some other ones that are like pretty good. Like there are ones where you know and can identify basically every potion or piece of food. But like not needing to eat anywhere near as much in any given run is just so good. Like it's extremely helpful. That sure is a magic scroll. It's got funny little words on it and everything. It's gotta be a magic scroll. You take it to a wizard and they're like, "Yep, that sure is a magic scroll. Sure is." And you're like, "What kind of magic scroll?" And they're like, but it's a magic scroll, definitely. 100% authenticated magic scroll. No idea what it does, though. Not a fucking clue. Not even a little tiny bit. I don't know what that does. Me opening a book. Say. Cool buckler. Better buckler. A big sword. I got a big sword now. Surprise! It's me. I have a big sword. I cannot believe I managed to block that. So the thing about this game that I find very funny is that this game has like two player characters, really. There's this guy who's like easy mode. There's the big one, you know, which is called a brute, because of course it is. But like the brute is basically easy mode, where you like start out with more health. You're a bit slower and bigger to hit, but like you're generally stronger. Like you're just a generally better fighter than the red guard or the blackguard. It's some kind of guard. It's not like rogue. It's like blackguard or something. But like what I mean to say is just that like you have easy mode player character and then like hard mode player character, and like if I honestly had to pick, I like the hard mode version of the character, the little gal, a lot better than the big one, because the big one does look cool, but I like the armor sets and stuff, and I like the idea of being smaller. It's just that you die so much faster. It is so much harder to play the original version. I might do a run as the original version just to kind of show it off. I did play as the original version, I think, when I was playing this like a while back. That's the thing though, is I love the quick rogue characters who don't really stand face to face with an enemy, but like sneak around it or like maneuver around it, or like if they have to do like a big hit, or if they have to like actually fight a target, they get in there and do like a big hit and then flee. I love those kinds of characters, honestly. Like to be fair, like wizards are like, I like characters who don't immediately go into combat mode, and that's not really like doable in like a roguelike, cuz combat is going to happen regardless if you're in a roguelike. But like being the quick one, being agile and stuff feels a bit more like a bit different, I guess. I fucking hate and also love Armsman. Armsman is so good. He's in the walls. I don't know anything about I know basically nothing about lore in terms of Not Anthem. Anthem was the one that got real bad. The other one. Yeah, Sewer Guy. But like, fucking, what is that game called? I have completely forgotten what the fuck that game is called. It's like... It's not Destiny, because Destiny's the one that I do play, and I regret playing half the time. It's... Space Ninjas. It's called... Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna look it up in like a second. Space Ninja game. Oh my god, it's just people calling Warframe. That's what it's fucking called. God, that Jesus Christ, it took me so long to remember the name. The joke is ruined. The joke was going to be something about Warframe lore, and there's a man in the wall or something, and it's like this, and it's like the vendor guy who sticks his arms out. God. What a disaster joke, because I couldn't fucking remember what Warframe was called. Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I was gonna make a fucking joke. I was gonna make a joke based off of the fact that Warframe has a dude that's like the man in the wall, and it's like the vendor in this, and that's the joke. That's the whole joke, but also I couldn't tell it, because I didn't remember what Warframe was called. Oxmina, famous, just super well known, like, just the most famous Twitch streamer gamer girl ever. Cannot remember video games and actively ruins all of her jokes all the fucking time. You said Space Ninjas, and I was like, that could be 3 different things. I'm getting stun locked in a corner. Very beautiful. I mean, that's super fair. That could technically still apply to Destiny, but it wasn't Destiny. Like, that could theoretically still apply to Destiny, so it's like super not helpful what I'm saying. Hell, that applies to fucking KOTOR. Of, like, it's just super not helpful. Oh, like Among Us. This run is not going anywhere near as good as the last one. Okay, that was a good one. That one wasn't great, but it was fine. Okay. Sorry. I'm still laughing. I really want to do Among Us, but if only I really want to do like a consistent Among Us stream with people, but I can't stream on Twitch like through PC. Me actively streaming on Twitch, I can't stream on Twitch. But no, I can't stream on Twitch like through my PC. So like I really want to do Among Us streams, but I can't do it without I really want to do Among Us streams, but I can't do it without without stuff and things. My boyfriend and his friend are talking about Fallout, and I want to join in because I'm a dumb nerd. I'm not going to, because that would halt the stream because they're talking through text and Discord. Anyway, I am almost 100% certain it's not actually. And if it was, no one I know has a PS. No, I don't know anyone who has a PS4 and would play Among Us on the PS4. But like I wanna do Among Us with like a group. At least like one other person to be in like a group call with. I would be so amazed if Among Us was on PS4. That would be super funny to me. You know what? I'm gonna check. Hold on. We just made it to like a safe room. We just made it to like a safe room. I'm gonna like physically go and check. Physically, I say I'm going to the store. Oh wait. Oh fuck. I don't know. We're fine. We're fine? Yes, we're fine. I was so worried that was gonna crash the stream. Hold on. Wait, what's this? All other devices. Whatever killed their son continues to haunt Mallory and Frank no matter which place they go. It's not. There is Among Us on PlayStation, but it's a fucking horror movie. It's a horror movie, and it's not Among Us. It's not the funny meme game that's fun. It's not the funny meme game where you fight your friends or whatever. I don't know what Among Us is. It's not Among Us. It's not the fun game. It's a different Among Us. Eventually there is a bottom, I assure you, but this is just not it. Me. Yeah, it's on Android, it's on iOS, it's on Switch, I think? Yeah, that's another one. No one's gonna go on Switch to play it. I'm gonna open a golden chest for no reason. Oh god, I'm so heavy now, but I found kind of cool armor. This is one of the armors that I like in this game. It's not like my favorite. I feel like this Illuminati dipshit is lying to you. Hey look, it's arms, man. I love arms, man. I mean, I honestly don't remember anything about... I don't remember anything about the quote-unquote plot of this game, because it doesn't have a plot. The plot is not important. The goal is to flounder around until you find out what you're supposed to do to like do goals or to continue down the path. There's no story. You just go into the dungeon. But that's kind of why I like this game, because it ignites ideas in my brain for like what the story would be behind like the really dumb, like the really simple like infinite dungeon kind of gameplay. Like the game has no story and I want to write the story for it in a weird way. Is kind of how I feel about this game. Oh, that's weird. You hardly ever see a grind just wandering around, like not near a crystal, but there's one. Oh fuck yeah! Knock the grind off the like place. That's great. I saw the grind just like floating there. This is really funny to me. Come on, y'all, die. I want your tower shield. This sword fucking sucks. There we go. Yeah, look at it. He's stuck. That's great. But yeah, I'll definitely show. I think I'll definitely show off like the blackguard in a set. The blackguard. I don't know how to pronounce that word because it looks like blackguard, but I think it's pronounced blackguard, and it's something, and it basically just means rogue. So, for the sake of having things to talk about, I actually played like for the part of the reason I didn't just stream at a normal time today, and again it's mostly my bad, but I did sleep in. There are two reasons. One, I wanted to watch Invincible last night, and I rewatched basically the entire season, the entire first season of Invincible, entirely in like one sitting because I was tired of having the stream pause, because Amazon Prime for whatever reason is really shitty, at least in the way that I use it. But I watched all of Invincible last night, and it was really good. Again, it's still good. I really like that show. And there will be a Patreon paper of it, haha. Subscribe to my become a patron for $5 to read about Invincible. Anyway, so that's one reason. Invincible is one reason. I think I'm gonna talk about it a little bit because it's a really fun show. But like, the other reason was, honest to God, I wanted to get on Destiny and play the new mission. And this is what I'm going to talk about first because I'm honestly very disappointed. Destiny 2. So last season in Destiny 2, they had this neat idea of like a weekly mission within like the story of the game. And like the weekly mission would be a seasonal thing that told you that like you would go do, and it would have like its own story where you're like trying to figure out something. And in the first weekly mission, which was last season, basically that season it was this murder mystery almost, where you're like entering an abandoned like just abandoned ship that's out in the reaches of space, and you're like you're finding out what happened, and a bunch of people were talking about it because it had such a unique, really cool atmosphere to it, which was like where it was like really creepy and like really haunting, and it had like. Was that the one that ate you? I don't remember anything about eating. But like, it was called the Glycon, and it. Oh, it was the one. It was the one that I did solo flawless on stream. It was the one that I tried to do solo flawless on stream that one time. If you remember that vaguely, but like, that one had like a neat atmosphere, and it was like a little, and it was like even after you like played through it once, it was like still kind of creepy, and it endeared me to it enough that I wanted to complete it, even if I knew all the story beats. You know, like I wanted to like go through it and give it my my love and appreciation in a way, because well and truthfully, it was one of the best experiences in Destiny that I've ever had, because it was like this fun kind of horror themed thing. This season Expunge is the weekly mission, which is basically a solo version of the seasonal of the normal seasonal activity, where you go in and you're basically like going into the Vex network and fighting a boss. The difference is that the ones in this, like the ones that you're doing in like this game, or the ones this season are like speed runs. Like you wanna I don't know if this is like, if this is gonna be standard for all of them, but it's definitely like there is like one this week, and then there's gonna be another next week, and it's gonna be like a variation of, I think, 5. I'm guessing 5 because of a specific triumph, but like it's like this week it was like here's the mission. It's called Labyrinth, and you're going to and you gotta do it in under 10 minutes is like a special triumph that you gotta do. And that's part of it, kind of thing. And it was fun. It was like a neat expunge mission. It was neat. I liked it. But it didn't endear me as much as it endear itself to me as much as the other one, cause what I will say is that I like the purposefully solo activity. It's like actively challenging in some ways, but it's like it's just a fun solo activity. It's nowhere near as challenging as the Glycon. But what I was hoping from this was it would be like a solo activity that would be kind of like a dungeon, like a one-person challenging but short dungeon is kind of what I was imagining thanks to the Glycon. But Expunge is just kind of failed to endear itself to me. And part of it is that, one, it's not as important to any story of the game as the Glycon. The Glycon was, had, a mystery going on, and, Keitel was investigating, and so was Osiris, and, it ended up telling us, the current whereabouts of the Crown of Sorrow and stuff, and, it gave us updates on some of the lore a little bit, gave us some answers, but also gave us questions, and it was interesting. But at the same time, with all of that, it was also a challenging mission. It was hard for me to do a solo flawless of Presage, but it was really fun to do so anyway. It was a fun challenge. This one is more of a challenge for speedrunners, I guess. where like you've done it once, now do it. Like you've done it once, now do it like fast. And like doing it without dying is not hard. I did it like without thinking, basically. I don't know. It's like it feels kind of disappointing to me, in all honesty. I don't want it to be. I don't want to be disappointed in it, I guess, but like it's just like it doesn't strike me as being as cool as the previous one. It just isn't as like, it didn't wow me. It was just like, oh cool, oh, I'm not even gonna be able to get in, huh? Yeah, this guy with the fist is gonna make me, like, not be able to get in. Oh my god, am I gonna make it? I can't believe I'm actually gonna maybe make it. Oh god. Yeah, it's not a compelling challenge, but like, oh my god, okay. That was a little bullshit. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Yeah, but it's not. That is a good way of putting it. It's just not a compelling challenge to me. Just having a stretch. I guess now's a good enough time as any to do the plug. Hey everybody, this is a bit of an unorthodox stream. This is just kind of a chill stream for me, just having some fun. If you like what I'm doing, I guess, you can go to coffee.com/Oxmina. And you've already heard about it, but you can go to patreon.com/Oxmina as well. On Patreon, I don't typically advertise this, but on a $1 tier, like you can message me on Patreon, and you can recommend games for me to play. That's kind of a thing. Like you can just give me recommendations. Is what I offer for $1. I don't typically advertise that because like it's the smaller one, but like you can do that. For $5, you get access to exclusive content in the form of Patreon papers, which I brought up a little bit, and I'm going to talk about one of the topics that I'm currently writing about. Nep, thank you for the donation. It is sincerely appreciated. I am now drinking soda, so my words want to not go through. My words do not want to continue being said because I get gassy, but that's too much information. Thank you, Nep. But like, I'm gonna start talking about one of the topics. In the form, I'm gonna start talking about Invincible. But if you like what I say about Invincible and like some of the ideas I have, you can get more coherent and more like focused thoughts on that. Thank you for the $15, Nep. I appreciate it. 2-finger salute. Also, hey, like, Nep, I think this would be kind of, I think you'd think this is kind of cool. We've just hit, like, 200, which is really close to, like, my old goal, and if I still had that old goal, we'd be, like, super close to doing it, and the new goal is kind of what I need, but like still, like that feels really good to like get really close to the old goal, and I just wanted to bring that up. But yeah, that's Patreon. I did the plug. We did the plug. Yeah, here's like blackguard. I don't know what that means, other than like rogue. I don't know how to say it. I say blackguard, and I just say blackguard to say that, but I think it's pronounced blackguard. It's a weird word. I don't like it's a weird word that they chose for the rogue type. But yeah, they're small. They're much smaller than the brute. But like I like these guys. I like the scarves. I like being fast. I like and stuff. It's just that they're way harder to like be in this game. You know, like they're definitely the hard mode. Nep, do you like Durat or Kosh? Blue or yellow? Durat or Kosh? Durat, Kosh, Durat, Kosh. Kosh, Durat. Kosh, Durat. Durat, Kosh. Oh, Holly, what are you doing over there? One of my, sure, let's do yellow. It does nothing in terms of gameplay, but I like choices. Yeah. I really like yellow. Yellow and blue are like colors that I really appreciate. Definitely more than like red, like getting more to the red side of the spectrum. But like yellow and blue are colors that I really like those, and then like those and like that and like purple. I really like those as like solid colors. I really like blue, but yellow is like a. But like I really enjoy yellow as well in a lot of ways. They're just really good like solid colors, which I guess is why they're two of the primary colors. But I don't like red as much. An unknown potion. An unknown potion. Defeat hordemen. Gather potions. Darn it! I should have checked that. Eat food of the arcane variety. But yeah, as you can see, we're like already starting with like less health, and we are going to take more damage, I'm pretty sure. Like actively we'll be taking more damage in the fights. So, but yeah, like I was saying kind of about this before, like I really like the idea. Like some games are better about creating this fantasy than others, but I like the idea of being like the fast one, the guy who dips in and out of combat. The person who like plays it kind of tactfully. Not like with tact, like with sound tactics. Tactically, that's the one. That's the one. But anyway, since I've said that, I guess the next thing to talk about, that I want to talk about, is Invincible, because I rewatched it recently. And as recently as last night. Yeah! Tactically! Not tactically, or whatever the fuck I was saying. We look like 6. We're like fantasy rogue version of 6 from Little Nightmares. Oh, that's another game I gotta play soon. I want to save it for Halloween, but I really want to get and play Little Nightmares. Oh, no worries. No worries about the delay. I totally get it. And honestly, like, it's kind of funny to me. It's a little bit funny to me that we're on such a delay. Um. So before I get into Invincible, one of the games that actually does, like, that actually kind of weirdly does the agile fantasy. This is the one praise I'm gonna give to the expunge mission. But like one of the games that does the agile and the agile fighter fantasy kind of really well for some reason is actually Destiny. Like I don't know what it is about playing like it's specifically I think the Night Stalk. Well, no. I think the main thing is that like when you play the hunter, you have the dodge, which is so different from any of the other like player classes abilities. But like in a weird way, playing as a hunter in Destiny is like really fun in terms of like the fantasy of it. It it really makes me it somehow really applies that feeling, like the feeling that I want of like dipping in and out of combat. The one that gets it the most is probably the Void subclass, the Night Stalker who can go invisible for a bit. The Arc Strider is also a bit like that because of its like fun 1-2 punch type thing. Like the punch dodge kind of play style. Oh, that's a death. But yeah, you can see it's way harder as a Blackguard. I'm gonna keep going as a Blackguard, honestly. I kind of wanna. We'll go to Rot this time. So that's my those are my thoughts. Let's hear more of them, I guess. Can these skeletons damage each? Yeah, all enemies can actually damage each other. I would not know exactly how to proc it or to get it to work. Yeah, they can definitely hurt each other. It just, I don't know how much actual damage they do to each other is the thing. Like in terms of like calculable damage, there's the like raw numbers and raw information is actually kind of really hard in this game. If you like in terms of knowing how to do stuff. Anyway, the game... Anyway, so... I'm gonna be talking about Invincible now. I'm gonna try not to spoil things, including, like, what happens at the end of the first episode. I'm gonna try really hard to not spoil anything. But, like, I just really like it for what it does. Like, it's... I never want to say that anything deconstructs the hero genre. I hate that because like you can't deconstruct. It feels so weird to say that you can deconstruct a whole genre. Cuz you don't deconstruct a genre, when you go to write something, you just respond to the current miasma of things. I feel like deconstructing the genre is a really dumb idea, and I don't know exactly where it came from, but I don't like it as a way to understand what artists do with the genre that they're working in. but like I love what Invincible does with the genre, just because like it kind of it has a lot of fun with certain tropes that have become popular, which I really like for one. But like also it has such an it's so silly to say it has like a real or like realistic deconstructing, like an open face sandwich, like an unassembled sandwich. Yeah, like that's a good way to put it, honestly. Like I don't want a deconstructed genre. I want a genre that's put together and is actually like the genre that I ordered. Like if the superhero genre is like an Italian sub, I want the Italian sub. I don't want the guy making the sub to be like, actually, I think what you really want is something that tastes nothing like an Italian sub. I think you want something that tastes nothing like a hero story. I think you actually want a rom-com with nothing to do with the superhero stuff. No superhero even a little bit. I'm abandoning the analogy to not actually say anything. The point is I like the superhero genre, and I like when interesting things are done to it, and I hate Marvel. More than anything in that, I hate Marvel. Especially, like, everything that's currently happening with Marvel. But it does something really interesting in that, it doesn't, I don't want to say realistic. Saying something in, like, the superhero genre where people can fucking fly and shoot lasers from their eyes and like shrink to the size of a molecule and stuff like that. That feels so dumb to say that any of it is even remotely realistic. So it's not realistic, but it feels real. Like it's a world where people have lives and they react to things and they live lives and there is enough of a reality where things ripple out and stuff. It still feels small. It doesn't feel huge. There's an honestly very small cast of characters, and that's like a slight downfall to it, just because like it doesn't really acknowledge it really, and I kind of wanted it to, of like there doesn't actually seem to be a number of heroes that can actually fight something on a planetary level, yeah, people are people in Invincible, but as an example, one of the things that apparently happens like more than once in a given hero's lifetime is a meteor will come into contact with Earth, and it will head in on a direct collision course with Earth. That apparently happens multiple times in any given hero's lifetime. But with that, there's like one hero apparently who can actually defend against it. And like, you know what I mean? Like if there's only one dude who can actually like defeat, like who can actually deal with planetary issues, it then it's focusing mostly on the planetary issues. It feels like there's not enough heroes almost, and it never really acknowledges that. It's fine, and I like the idea of that, but at the same time it's like it feels very odd. I'm gonna stop talking for a second to acknowledge the fact that a gem eater is on screen, because these guys are probably one of my favorite designs. I love these like weird shark frog boys. I love these dudes so much. They're just so buff. They're so cool. They're really dangerous, but they're really cool. But anyway, another thing that I think was really good is in terms of the characters that they got, they kind of took a like an Alien casting choice when it comes to it, like, because Alien, for people who don't know, basically like had names and didn't like take into account race or gender. They just, everyone like refers to each other by their last names because they wanted to just wanted to like cast people and cast the people who were like best suited for that course, I guess. Like they wanted people who would be good for that. Hold on. Ugh. They wanted people who would be good for the role, and that's kind of like one of the main parts of the first Aliens development, is they just kind of cast people who would be good in the role regardless of race or gender, and that's how Sigourney Weaver was in it, and that's also why they cast that, like, the cast refers to each other by their last names most of the time. So like Sigourney Weaver's character as Ripley instead of like I don't remember her first name. So yeah, but like Invincible does something similar, which is they cast people, but then but in some instances it seemed, well, I don't actually know if this is the exact case, but basically I think they redesigned or re-envisioned certain characters based off of the actors who are good. So like, for example, Mark Grayson, who's like the main character in the titular Invincible, like the guy who names himself Invincible, he's him. He's in the show, he's like half Asian, I believe, and his mom is Asian. And it's a very tiny thing where it doesn't change too much because the characters are because the characters are animated, and it's a very minor detail, but they change certain characters, and one of the characters that I actually really like is a character named Shrinking Ray. And it's kind of funny because Ray is a name, and like in the original comic, he was a dude. Ray was a dude, and it was spelled R-A-Y. But now it's Ray in the show, and Ray is spelled with R-A-E. And that was kind of a tangent, but like one thing that I really like is that I actually really like Shrinking Ray for some, like Ray, I like her design, and I don't know, I appreciate her in terms of the grand scheme of things, because she doesn't do a whole lot, but she's interesting because she has some like funny lines, and she definitely comes in with a lot of the other not the Guardians of the Globe, but like some of the other heroes, and there's this really neat one scene where her and some of the other characters are like hanging out. Sure, I'll wear this. But there's like one scene where her and other characters are hanging out after like a victory, and then like they get kind of yelled at because they didn't do as good as they could have, and it's definitely like the guy yelling has a point. Like they did not do as good as they could have because they weren't fighting as a team kind of thing. It's like they need to learn. They need to learn a lesson moment. But as they're talking, like, Ray gets kind of bashful, like a little bit nervous and like not confident in like what she's saying because she kind of spoke up just to say something, but like in that moment she like closes her body language, like gets more closed off, like she shrinks into herself, but then she also literally shrinks, like she gets just slightly smaller. Like it's not like, because when you think of like a shrinking character, you kind of always like assume like it's extremely tiny and then normal sized, but no, she like shrank to like from like being her normal height to being like a couple feet smaller. She just got like a little bit smaller for like a second, and it's such a tiny detail within that scene, and I just really liked it. It was like a very neat like thing to see from like in the middle of the scene. But like, oh god. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say in regards to like Shrinking Ray. I just thought it was super cool the way they did her character in the show, and I'm also referring to Shrinking Ray by girl because like that's the one I'm most familiar with. Shrinking Ray in the comics, I don't know all that Shrinking Ray does in the comics, but like I haven't read the comics. Although apparently like the new, like I was in the middle of watching like a essay where it was talking about how Invincible as a comic, or like Invincible as a show is the comic book writer's way of like taking his writing experience and like doing a series that he did when he was less experienced better, because like it's an adaptation of the comic to show, but it does a lot of things like more efficiently and in a better way than in the comics. Apparently, I need to actually read the comics of Invincible because honestly, the show has garnered enough interest for me. I need to go into it kind of knowing that like the show is actually not like apparently the comics are not as good as the show, but I would still be super interested in like reading through the comics. I died again! Woohoo! But yeah, in terms of the game, No, in terms of Invincible, my plan is to actually like, we're gonna go purple. But my plan with Invincible is I have a Patreon paper where I'm going to talk about it, and then I'm going to talk. It's valid to read something for compare and contrast. Yeah. But like, what I plan to do is actually, there's actually very recently been 2 superhero shows kind of back to back. Because when I finished watching Invincible on Amazon, what I was surprised to find is on Netflix, there's another superhero show about a dad and his son. and them both being like kind of Superman superhero equivalents. And it's so fucking bad. It's so bad. It's called Jupiter's Legacy, and that's another one where I kind of want to read the comics just to see how they compare. But like, it's really bad. It's not good. It's such a bad show, and it's so funny because like of the things I have seen this year, of the new stuff I have watched and seen this year, Invincible is probably one of my favorite things that I've newly consumed. Jupiter's Legacy is maybe my least favorite. I fucking hate Jupiter's Legacy. Jupiter's Legacy is so fucking bad, and I'm going to go on such a huge tangent about why it's bad in just a second. But like, it's so bad. It's so bad. I can't believe how bad it is. It is so, like, and it doesn't even start off bad. It doesn't even like. It's not even like. It like lures you in with like some okay stuff. It lures you in, and then it just gets worse. It's just a quick down. It's just an immense downward spiral of bad after a little bit. It's honestly impressive how it like gets you started like believing that it's gonna be okay. Like not good, not as good as Invincible, but like interesting enough, you know? But it's bad. Oh, good. Oh, good. You know my pain. So the worst thing about it, the instant bad thing about Jupiter's Legacy is that it's a fucking it's like the easiest read of it for me is that it's entirely propaganda. Like it's like the easiest read for me of the show is that it's propaganda and it's pro-cop and it's bad. Obviously, like, I don't know what the author's intentions were, but just looking at the text and like analyzing it and the way they talk about like certain topics, it reads like propaganda and it's bad. But like the thing that sucks about it is that it's so bad that you can't even really be sure about some of the messaging, and I just poisoned myself. So, one of the ways in which it is bad. This is how I'm going to talk about it, because I don't want to go too into like the propaganda thing and how it's propaganda. It just is, and that's enough of a reason to not want to watch it. I'm sure, but like, but like one of the reasons it is bad beyond that is that like, one of the things that I praised Invincible for, and will continue to praise Invincible for, because more shows should be like this, in my opinion. They should, but like, the characters feel alive because they feel like they're in a world where their actions have consequences and they ripple out, and there is permanent change. Like, there is like permanent, consistent change with stuff. And that's like a really good thing about Invincible. Oh, it's Birdman! Oh, it's Birdman! I love Bird! Do you have Potion of Do you have Potion of not be seen? You don't. Um, in I love Birdman. Birdman is really cool. I like both. I like all of the vendors in this. Honestly, I like old Yoda Man. I like old Goblin Yoda Man. I like Bird. Bird is super cool. He's just a bird who hides in box. He's like that. He's like the movie Bird Box. Haha. Anyway, he's cool. Anyway, part of the reason Jupiter's Legacy is bad is that if you didn't continue to watch it up until a very particular point, you could be forgiven in thinking that the only superheroes in that world are like the original like Justice League type, like the original like Justice League group, and then their kids. You could be perfectly forgiven thinking that was the case and those were the only heroes in that world. That is not the case. That is not the case of like at all. That's actually completely wrong. But they do such a shit job world building that you completely think that until like way later in the series, until like I think episode 5 at least. Like it is completely possible to not notice that half of the there are heroes in this world that aren't like the characters, like the main characters, you know? Like you could completely think that the main Justice League group and then their kids are the only villains, or not the only villains, the only people with superpowers in this world, and then like the only heroes at least. But like, and that's like just bad world building. You don't. Oh, that hurt. I got comboed. It's bad world building for your like story to sound like to like for people to just to like leave something open to assumption like that. Like oh, I gotta lower my voice. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's like it's bad. It's just bad world building to let there be a misconception about your entire like it's just not good world building, you know? Like I don't know how else to really put it beyond that, but like it's just not good world building to have that big of a misconception, like cuz the world in that series, I couldn't tell you how actually big it is. I couldn't tell you how many superheroes there are, but like I could at least tell you, but there I can tell you with confidence that there are more heroes than just like the Justice League and their kids. But like I can only tell you that because all of a sudden there's like heroes in like in the I think I want to say the 5th episode that show up in our like a minor plot point, but like most of the story revolves around the Justice League and their kids in Jupiter's Legacy. So like it's a very easy assumption to make, and then you just end up being completely wrong. But also like it doesn't even particularly matter that you're wrong because the overarching like larger hero society doesn't really matter, because the only characters that matter in the series are the only characters that like actually matter are the Justice League in their kids. I keep saying the Justice League and their kids, but that's the whole thing. And even then, the only characters that matter in that are Utopian, who's like the Superman, and then his kid, and then his son and his daughter. But even then, the daughter doesn't. I don't want to say this because it kind of sucks. But the daughter I feel is kind of handled terribly. She's written kind of like a trope from a while back. I don't know. She doesn't read as very. Her character doesn't read very well to me. And it feels kind of like it doesn't feel very good. The unfortunate thing is like it's a topic that I'm not very like it's a part of fiction and film that I'm not very like experienced with, so I can't speak beyond like my gut feeling. But like she doesn't feel very well written, unfortunately. So like the only characters that super. If you told me that there was a guy that could shoot eye lasers in Ohio, you'd be like, yeah, that sounds like Ohio, but equally I would not assume anyone in Ohio could do that. I don't follow what you're trying to say, Nep. I apologize. Okay, everyone could do it. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Is like not everyone in the show has superpowers. That's like part of the problem, is that not everyone has superpowers, but at the same time, it's like a group of people. It's a group of people who all have powers, and like a lot of them use it either for crime, mostly either for crime or for law enforcement. And I do mean that because again, the show is propaganda. So law enforcement is I feel a very apt description for what the superheroes are. It's either crime or law enforcement kind of thing. But yeah, it's just a bad show that doesn't do its world building well and doesn't like do its world justice. And I honestly feel, and like I almost want to read the comics for Jupiter's Legacy more, because I want to understand if like the propaganda level, like the levels of propaganda were like present in the original version. Like Nep, I don't know if you were there at the beginning of my Spider-Man stream. When I said I was gonna stream Spider-Man and I jumped in on Spider-Man and then I stopped because of how like uncomfortable I was with the propaganda in it. But like at the very beginning, Spider-Man goes. It's like at the very beginning, but Spider-Man goes and like helps a bunch of cops who are under attack by like heavily armed dudes, and that read like very cop propaganda to me. But like, no joke, with the exception of like some slight differences, Jupiter's Legacy has that exact same problem in like the first few minutes where they're like, we're trying to show that the hero is a good guy, so we're gonna show some cops in trouble, and he's gonna save them or something. But like, I hate that take. I hate anything regarding that take, because it's like, oh no, I was not, but I have heard things about the game. Yeah, it has like, it has way too much propaganda in it, and like, yeah, it's just it just, like, I want to like that game because of how good it is, because like how good it feels to play, but like, yeah, it's extremely propaganda and it sucks, and it's not the same with Jupiter's Legacy, because it's not quite the same with Jupiter's Legacy because the entire point of Jupiter's Legacy is the discussion of like whether or not, like, honestly, part of the point of Jupiter's Legacy is like discussion of a very propaganda topic, and it comes out in like very pro-cop, so it's very fucked up. But like, yeah, it's just this. It's just like really bad in a lot of ways, and I don't, and like, in ways that are, it's either bad because the themes, it's either bad because it's intentionally trying to say something bad, or it's, oh, Cursed Tree Pollen, hi again. I didn't see that. I didn't see you there. Hi. Hello again. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. But yeah, I've been going off about Jupiter's Legacy for so long because everything about it I dislike everything about it strongly. Oop, shockwave. Oop, shockwave. Shockwave is gonna kill me. The shockwave attack is actually. Nope, it didn't kill me with the shockwave, but it did kill me. But yeah, like. Yeah, I want to apologize slightly to Cursed Tree Pollen because I didn't notice you were here. I genuinely only ever assumed that Nep's in chat half the time, and after a while I just stopped reading names, and over on my screen, which you can see, he's got a big smash radius. He's very cool, but he's got a big smash radius. But like over on my screen, there's no color to the name, so I didn't notice. But hi, Cursed Tree Pollen. I hope you're having a good time. But yeah, don't watch Jupiter's Legacy. It's not good. It's either bad because it's really bad at getting themes across, or it's bad because it is purposefully trying. Or it's bad because everything is written extremely tropey, like everything feels like written before. To be honest, there's like no fun part of it. If I'm perfectly honest, there's no fun part to Jupiter's Legacy. Even the stuff that if you watch it and you think it's fun, it doesn't actually end up being fun. It's just not, like, it's not good. But like, yeah, that's all I want to say. It's either it's bad for any number of reasons, and it's just watch Invincible instead. Um, watch Invincible instead if you want like a father-son superhero thing. And if you want to know, and if you want to learn more about it, there will be a Patreon paper up on my Patreon for $5 a month, talking more about it, going into all of the details of the show and like of both shows, and like talking about like the successes and the failures. Well, mostly the successes of Invincible and the failures of Jupiter's Legacy, because I'm that kind of petty bitch. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I don't I've been talking about this so long, I don't know what else to really say. I've said before, but I really like the red pink grind enemies. They are like they're kind of better versions of the Taken, in my opinion, like the Taken from Destiny. It's appreciated. Chris Tree Paul. Also, did you just do I know you from somewhere else, or is this the only place where I don't recognize your name, so like I don't know if you're like someone I know under a Twitch name. Yeah, they look like blackguards, but like, yeah, that's part of why I like them. I have a theory, and that's gonna play into like my own fiction of how I have like a theory on it, and that's kind of like, and it's gonna, and like I have my own writing that I want to do, so like it's gonna, and so like my theory is based off of like what I personally think is actually happening with those, and it's and here's hoping I actually finish that writing, so that it can, so that, yeah, but yeah, they're like mirror versions. Well, some of them are. They also tend to look like other enemies, depending. They sometimes look like other enemies. But yeah, Curse Street Pollen, what I was asking, like, do I know you from like a Discord or anything, or did you just find? I was just looking at going under category last time. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. And if you like the streams, I'm not gonna plug the monetary stuff just yet. I'm gonna do that at like the end of the stream. But like if you like it, like word of mouth helps a whole lot with streamers. So if you like it, maybe your friends will or something. Something like that. So like spreading like word around about like the very cool and charismatic Twitch streamer over here. But like, yeah, just like spreading out. I do have a Twitter. I'm at Oxmina on Twitter as well. So like that is a place where you can like follow me, and then I tweet out like whenever I go live typically. So there is that, if you're interested in doing that. And apologies for giving like a whole spiel, but I figured, but like I am trying to like kind of build my brand a little. Don't mean to brag, but I'm trying to build my brand. Sorry. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. But yeah, the grind I think look really cool. I really like the glow thing because it has like a nice sinister red, but it tapers out into like a pink. And I didn't do it on purpose, but like I actually have like a very similar color scheme going on with this color outfit, because like the pink, it's like the reverse where like I'm mostly pink and then the enemies are mostly red, and then yeah, pyramid short sword, an arcane blade design for the Hollow Men by Abraxas himself, cuts through gem eater hide like a hot knife through porridge. That's not how that goes. But yeah, that's not. Gem eaters are not these. These are grind. Chalk is arcane dust and crystal. I don't need that really. But yeah, thank you. Also, thank you for answering, because I figured it was kind of important to like search under to like keep categories up. It's how people find you if they don't know you by name. I at least I imagine. So like but like that definitely reaffirms that I should keep up with that and make sure that I am actually have categories up. Just like in addition, oof. I don't know why this is like one of my chills. This is like one of my chill stream games. I can just I think in part it's just kind of like I can super easily just turn my mind off when I play this, because I don't have to because like worrying about making progress is pointless in this game, because like it's not really a game about making progress. It's more so a game about like just going in and playing and like being either in like dying over and over again. It's death and dungeoneering, except you just go into the dungeon and you hope you do okay. It's extremely simple, and like the bare bones of it makes it like really good for like just a chill stream where I talk about anything else. And like there's also like the ability of me to talk about it like through the lens of like how it kind of inspires me. I might get to work on a story that's vaguely inspired by this. Ow. Dang it. Like in terms of like what I should do first, I might get to work on something that's like inspired by this. And then like I can continue doing this and seeing like, hey, stuff that I play or something. Like I can talk about it in relation to that a little bit. I just saw a tweet from someone. Get equipped with tasty poison, and it's a mega man. I was gonna say Megamind. That's a good movie. I like Megamind, but also that's not what I was thinking. That's not the tweet from. It was Mega Man, the very Mega Man. But yeah, I was just asking Cursed Tree Pollen. I was asking about your name because my boyfriend specifically, because he streams sometimes. He his some of his friends have some of his friends I don't actually know their like actual names or what else they want to go by, so I just call them by their like their Twitch names. But yeah, I completely didn't know. So yeah. Sorry. I'm getting kind of scatterbrained at this point. I think in part it's just because like where I am, it's getting kind of late. It's almost noon or noon. No, I'm streaming far too late for it to be noon. No, it's almost midnight. So I think I'm gonna be finishing up kind of soon. There, by virtue of it being so late, there's not really anyone I can raid. Unfortunately, I do like to try to raid people, if I remember to do so. But I don't think there's gonna be anybody, which is unfortunate. But you know. I will say, since I can't really do it here, in terms of people streaming, I would personally recommend NB Black Sheep. I'm gonna like twitch.tv/NB Black Sheep. Viv is a wonderful streamer. That's their channel. I assume they've changed it. I assume V's has changed it by now. Yeah. Twitch.tv/channel 47TV. V's and Sam are wonderful Twitch streamers as well. Just so many lovely people that I know to varying degrees. And the last one I'm gonna plug, because they're all great, but twitch.tv/jazzy_please. They're all great. If you want to give them a look, maybe a follow, so on and so forth, they're great. But yeah, I think we're gonna see how far we can go in this run. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. But we're just gonna try for this run and then maybe call it a day. Well, night. It's super late. I need to like acquaint myself with the fact that I'm currently streaming very very late, and I gotta keep quiet because people are trying to sleep. That's one thing, is I gotta keep quiet. I've been trying to like not do an ASMR voice. This is me playing violent video game. Listen as I press the button. Lol. I'm not trying to do like a ASMR voice, but I am trying to just keep quiet. Because people are trying to sleep, and I don't want to feel like a dick. It's 11:23. But yeah, it is definitely almost it's definitely almost midnight, so this will probably be the last run. I hope everyone's enjoyed. I've been having a good time. Today's only Tuesday. Tomorrow I definitely want to stream Cloudpunk. If I do a stream tomorrow. And then I guess I'll figure out if I can stream Assassin's Creed this week. I kind of don't want to. I want to like stick to indie games almost. Or as Australians like to call it, Wednesday afternoon, yeah. But yeah, the main thing that I think brings me back to this all the time is like the visual style of it. I've said before that I really like prefer the blackguards and like being the fast and agile, like in terms of, at least in terms of aesthetic kind of thing. But like honestly, the brutes and everything else are also like just as cool to me. Like the gem eaters, I will never get over how cool they look to me. They're just funny big buff shark men. The music is also not bad. It's pretty generic, but like it's also pretty darn enjoyable, all things considered. Wonder if I can defeat enough of the Clockwork Knights before I gotta go. Or before I die. Defeated 2. Let's make some food while we're safe. Oh yeah. The best fact about this game, in my opinion, is that when crafting, you can animation cancel out of the crafting animation so you can make stuff quicker. It's a very silly thing. It's a very silly concept of animation canceling out of crafting, but I do like to think about it. It's very fun. Oh, cool, the fire axe. Awesome. Love the fire axe. Birdman! Birdman here to see us off from the stream. Thank you so much, Birdman. I love you. Goodbye, Birdman. Birdman. A recipe for an unknown potion. Love to not know what the fuck I'm cooking. One neat detail about the background is being able to see like planets, like full on like planets just out there, like so much closer than they would be in like out like if this were like a planet, like it's so telling almost that like this is bending reality and space and just everything. It's like everything about the Necropolis is like infinite and impossible. Like it's such a tiny thing about it, but like I think it's really cool. I can't remember the actual line, but like I can't remember the full circumstance, but it's like GLaDOS from Portal 2 talking about Shell and like the Portal testing outfit. And she's like it's something like, she. Here it's noted that on most people it looks fine, but on you it looks stupid. Oh, oh, but what is a fat old man know? Oh, it's a woman. Still, what does she know? Oh, she has a medical degree in fashion from France. And it's so dumb. I love how dumb all of GLaDOS's insults are, but that one's like my favorite. Cause it gets gradually more dumb. And it's all just to say that Chell looks dumb in an outfit that was never picked out for her and that she's forced to wear like everyone else. GLaDOS is a lot of things. Chief among those things, pretty and very mean. I know I'm speaking about like a non-human chassis of a thing. Still though, I think she looks very aesthetically pleasing. I guess. I don't know. I'm digging myself into a hole. Hell yeah. Also, yeah, the grind in like a very populated grind area, there's like red veins that like start expanding outward. That's kind of cool. Okay, I can one-hit grind, and I'm pretty agile. Medical degree in fashion from France. I know everything. I know, like, GLaDOS purposefully lies and is just mean. I would actually find it very funny if GLaDOS is actually, like, the #1 Chell supporter in the entire world, but she speaks in such a condescending tone that Chell and the player thinks she's lying and just being mean, but she's like actually like, no, why does. Oh no. Why does this... Why is the world out to get this sweet bean? How unfortunate. All I want to do is give her cake. Like that's not how that goes at all. GLaDOS is the villain of the first game and also just kind of mean in general. But like I just think it would be really funny. Oh shit, I'm drinking an unknown potion. It was a good potion. Everything's fine. Remember, kids, always drink liquids that you don't know anything about. Drink unknown liquids all the time. It's perfectly safe. According to video game from 2016 about fantasy. Sometimes you just drink unknown liquids. And it's fine. It's all about exploration and learning the secrets of the dungeon. At least for one life, and then you die. And fun fact, I learned that the colors of the potions get changed around every run. So like you can't even memorize the colors to be like, oh, this is a positive. This is a good potion because I can tell by the color. You can't even do that. It's very mean, this game in terms of like how much you're allowed to like learn. Although if honestly like a roguelike where like the main like draw is like being able to identify what is good and what is bad simply by like going out exploring and learning through trial and error. That honestly sounds pretty fun. That's not what this one is. I mean, it's a little bit what this one is in some ways, but not really. But it would be cool if that were like the intentional actual design of this game. Or if someone like made that game for me specifically to enjoy. I like the idea of like a Twitch streamer having the audacity to be like, "Hey, I'm super famous and play video games for a living, so make a game for me? No, I'm not going to pay you, but make a game for me." Although like although if I had the money, I feel like I would very happily sponsor like a crew of indie people like to like make something, and I would not put them on blast or ruin their thing. Oh yeah, I'm sure a Twitch streamer has definitely demanded that of their fans or something. I couldn't name names of anything, but like if I had the money to sponsor that, I think I would. I believe I don't know. It would like if people would listen to my idea and be like, "Yeah, that sounds like a fun idea," I would definitely try that. On the other hand, I also just like the idea of being like the sponsor of a game dev of like a small indie studio, like being like, "Hey, I really like the idea that you're doing. I'm gonna give you $5 million. I hope you manage to finish it and do good with it." That kind of thing. But that would be the fictional universe in which I have infinite money and already live. Sponsored by Mina! Yeah! Sponsored by Mina, the coolest bitch. The coolest bitch of all time. No. I try so hard to like do the... I try so hard to jokingly call myself cool and popular and awesome. And in part it's kind of just to like maybe get my confidence up a little bit, but also like I immediately go back on it because I go for such a hyperbole that I feel bad. I feel bad about joking about being the coolest bitch alive. Don't kill everything. I need monsters to stock the menagerie on this level when you're through. So you spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round, round. I'm gonna open it. I got this. I got the thing that I currently have. I got the exact same thing that I am currently holding in my hand. It's the exact same thing. Oh, it's the same exact thing that I already currently have equipped in my hand, currently being held. Exactly the same thing. I got it and I spent a thing on it, and that's the only like consistent and like permanent currency in the game, and I spent one on something that I already have. Ow. Ow. If no one else will be the coolest bitch alive, you will carry the enormous burden. That is true, Nep. If no one else is gonna claim to be the baddest bitch that ever lived, I guess I'll carry the burden for everyone. Birdman! I love to see Birdman. Which one's Birdman? This one? Birdman! You love to see him. The goodest boy, the best. He's so good. I love the Birdman. Birdman is so cool and so good. I love the Birdman. I'll take it. I'll take the unknown potion. Hey, let's get poisoned. It's definitely fine. Hell yeah, it was perfectly fine and definitely not dangerous to drink an unknown thing. Oh, hey, Nagwal. The things that I have to kill. I have to kill 6 of them. I'm sure there'll be 6 in this level. You spin me right around, baby. Here's the thing is that I love my sisters. I'm really proud of like the really skilled and like just amazing ladies that they've come to be. And also like I came out to them in December, and they're like really, and it felt really good to like know that my sisters like accept me. They don't really talk about it very much. They don't really talk about it very much, but like it just felt really good. I do actively dislike a lot of their choices and like things that they enjoy. The most recent example being the most obvious examples being Harry Potter with one sister, and then Chick-fil-A, consistently Chick-fil-A with another sister. It just I'm sure they don't know because they don't bother to ask, because it's not vital to their, because it's not like I'm sure they don't know because it's not vital to their existence to know whether someone or something is transphobic or homophobic. But it's just but also like, so like I don't want to, and also I don't want to just like yell at them at the dinner table. Well, not yell, but like stop all flow of the conversation just to be like, hey, don't. I don't know. It like, when is a good time to tell your beloved family member who you genuinely are really proud of and support and want to support and are just so happy for and so on. When do you find a good time to be like, hey, the thing you're supporting is actively bad and harmful to especially to people like me? Like, I don't know. It's such a specific problem. The other problem is when to convert them to communism, but that can wait. It's angst. It's definitely angst. I'm gonna eat. Okay, remember to feed and water yourselves. Remember, you are Earths, you are plants. You are plants and also carnivores. You are plants and also animal, and you should sustain your frail mortal bodies to keep the skeleton inside of you happy. And not on fire like this one. Listen, he may look really cool, but you really don't want your skeleton to be on fire. Okay, well, you specifically are not plants, but imagine, like, plants gotta be fed, so you gotta, and plants are the most powerful carnivores in the world, so you're gonna need to feed them good to appease your masters. I'm gonna get stun locked in this area. I can't move. I got mobbed by 50 clockwork dudes. I can't escape. Oh, I'm free. If you sit wrong for long enough, your skeleton will be on fire. That I do know. As a Twitch streamer and also someone who is trans and gay at the same time. That's a herd of guys. This is a herd of guys, and they're all real gung-ho to kill me. Look at this fucking herd of guys. Yeah, I died. I died to the herd of guys. All right. Thanks for enjoying the stream. I'm gonna. Nah, no one's live. There's no one who's live right now. There's no one who's live. Thanks for watching. Remember the people I shared. Be good people. To quote Dead Meat. Just be good people. Be people that would not get stuck in an infinite dungeon, dying over and over, being bossed around by the Bill Cipher Bill Cipher triangle. Instead unionize with all of the mobs and defeat the dungeon by having a big team that work together. Yeah. Have a good one, everybody. This was fun. I will try to have a stream at the normal time tomorrow or something. Bye-bye!